On OBS. There we go. Hi guys, welcome back to City Skylines. We're back here on Aurora. Now, for those of you who don't know, as I explained, I was out the other night at a bar and it was very, very loud. So I spent most of the night shouting. And I usually don't do that because I know that if you're somewhere real loud, you shout all night, your voice is just screwed the next day. So I've been very careful. I've not really talked all day, but it's still not good. So be a little bit careful with my voice. I'll try to talk intermittently a little bit so that I'm not kind of going overboard with it. But welcome. I hope you're very well. Welcome back to Aurora, back to City Skylines. We're on the next episode. Now, a couple of things to mention. Since we were last here, you guys remember last time we were having a lot of problems with our metro system. The metro system that we just built in here. The new metro system. Now remember that we were having the metro problem here, and also remember, you'll notice what has disappeared from here was that metro station, or the sort of, you know, the above ground metro like the ones over here, okay? And that basically we couldn't get it to work, and we were trying to understand why that was. Now, I did a lot of testing. Again, I decided to do this off stream because it was a lot of fiddling around. It was kind of tedious, you know. It's like you don't really want to sit and watch. It was annoying. So I can just tell you it's good enough, right? I went back through. I changed all the stations. So I deleted the line and I replaced all those stations. I made all the stations longer to see if that would affect it, and it wouldn't work. So then I was like, okay, what is going on here? So I went over here. And I've obviously removed it, but over here I built a temporary metro line here because I wanted to test, like in basically the same style. I wanted to test, is anybody else getting frame drops? No, nobody else is getting frame drops. It looks fine to me. We're still running on the same CPU preset I ran last week, so there should be no issues there. I'm watching the stream myself as well, so I always watch my stream as I'm streaming so that I can kind of see whether I'm getting any effect, because if I'm getting an effect, then I know it's, you know, I know somebody else might as well, and if I'm not getting any effect, it should be fine. Anyway, so I tried it out here. I made a new metro here, and I found there was no issue. It ran absolutely fine. So that was confusing. I was like, well, why is it working here but not over here? So I tried something else. I was like, okay, so I changed all the stations, I linked everything back up, and then I was like, okay, so let's try something else. And what I was thinking was, you see, these ones over here, they connect into the metro just anywhere. So the line is a circle, and then they just connect into it, right? So I thought to myself, okay, well, what happens if I decided let's put one of these stations at the end of the line? So you can see, like, I've put one of the metro stations down here by our harbour, and it connects in underground there, and obviously this is where the metro begins, and then it goes all the way through the city, right the way up to the top here. Okay, so it winds all the way through. It immediately works. So I think it's my theory. Okay, and let's come out of this now before we deal with this nonsense here. So it's my theory that if we go to metro, so you can see, look, okay, here's the line, and it goes obviously, yeah, here's our line, look, and because we have a single line, which goes all the way through. Do you know what I meant to do? I meant to turn on the extra transport mod. I'm definitely not reloading just for that, or the refined transport mod. I'm not turning that back on now. There wasn't a T-junction for a metro. Oh, yeah. Well, no, I mean, it doesn't make sense, because it doesn't make sense at all, because the other ones that are right here, so these three metro lines, you can see, look, this one right here, which is two-way, okay, this is one of our main lines. This is the line which goes above ground all the way around the city here, okay, look, you can see these lines, right? This line right here, this green, this is one of the ones which goes, one of the first lines we built. And all the others work the same, look. You can see that the lines just come in and connect. But essentially, I think what's happening is that because, even though it was connecting here two-way, I think because the metro was not a circular route, I think for some reason it was just getting confused or not happy. So I think if you make a single route, which is like a one line goes up and down, then I think you have to connect it at the end of the line so that it sends them out and comes back down. Now, the only thing that I found as a problem is that unlike some of those bigger routes, even though this is quite a long route, because it starts at this one point, what I find tends to happen is that early on in the day, I mean, you can actually see it right here, look. See how many trains we got right here? You know, there's a lot of trains, and also you notice here that, look, there's only one, it doesn't have a two-station element going on. Even though you go, you know, I carefully went up and down the line, it wouldn't enable me to create like a multi-platform station. Although, weirdly, it does on some of them. So look, it does it right here. So what's up with that? I found that very confusing. Like these ones, it was fine, but the others not. So I don't know what's up with that. Looting AI in this game isn't smart. What game is AI smart in? Let me tell you. They can't, so what's he saying? They can't change lines on themselves. Have a one-line metro system, but I had two connections to metro instead. What does that mean? Explain it better. That doesn't mean anything. Okay. What's this? Oh yeah, there's a short radio mast, but it needs power. Okay, so that's that. Now the other thing is, I spoke a little while ago about wanting to do kind of beautification episodes in between. Like whole episodes where I do beautification. I've decided I'm not going to do that now on this build, but I am still going to do beautification, and I'll probably just highlight some of the things I did here and there. The reason being is it's a format I would like to properly implement from the very beginning, and I don't think I want to just throw it in the mix halfway through this build. Also, we're getting quite far along with this build now, and I think we're getting closer to a point where we'll finish this build. So I think, look at all the names garbled up. Let's fix these names. I don't know why it does that. Oh, it's fixed them all. Great. Yeah, so beautification. So I will do it still, but as I say, in the future, I will try to do it in episodes, like off stream, and put it on YouTube. But for now, I'm not going to do that. Also, I think in the future it will become a bigger element, and right now it's kind of like a small element. But for example, I'll just show you a couple of things that I did. So mainly, again, it was like over here at the industry section. So you can see right here, look, that I built a new sort of like little industrial area here. So this is just kind of like another sort of cargo shipping container area. And this was just a flat piece of ground. So we've just built this in. And this is just like a little cargo area you can see with a little gatehouse here. It's basically for like, you know, articulated trucks and so on and so on. It's for them to kind of load up their gear, all these kind of things. And I think that just kind of adds a nice element to our industrial section right there. Don't forget the dystopia build. What's that? You have to remind me. I don't remember what that was. Did I do anything else in terms of beautification? I don't think so. Nothing significant. Obviously, last time we went along, we built a whole road barrier through here. So that's, you can see, I think I did do this. I think I continued. I think we only did part of the road barrier, and you can see that basically I've just continued that road barrier all the way along, or as far as I would go with it anyway here, and then it begins again, look here, bong, runs all the way up here. I think I also did some refinement to some of these roads and the metros and stuff like that, just kind of extra like refinement and stuff like this. I don't know if I did any extra stuff here. I think it was all fine generally. Right, so let's deal with the giant elephant in the room. I'll get on paint. Oh god. Oh god. We're getting to the pictures drawing section again. Okay. So, whilst I was building, don't forget the dystopia build. You indicated at some point you were considering doing a city that had gone horribly wrong. Yeah. I think I have a different idea for my next build though, but I still want to do that. But I have a different idea. What's this? Impossible Specialist says, Lucian, I got in trouble today at work. Turns out, what? I was going to I was so engrossed in what? I missed 2 days because I was so engrossed in watching your videos. What? I do find that myself sometimes. You start watching someone doing a playthrough and you just lose track of time and it just goes on and on. It's like watching a series or something. I think I've tweaked some of these roads a little bit as well. Anyway, our city is getting quite massive now, as you can see, and it's very nice because of it. Okay, I'm going to look at a link here that someone has posted. This better be important and relevant. Okay, yeah, so basically, yeah, I understand. So basically what he's showing is a metro station, which is like, you have a line like this. Robson for 23 months in a row. Only one away from 2 years. That's pretty exciting, Robson. Thank you very much indeed, buddy. Guys, give Robson a little bit of love in the chat. Thank you for that, Robson. Yeah, I mean, basically what it is yeah, it's just a T-junction like this and a connection like splitting like that. So if you had your line and then you had your depot, it would come in and then split 2 ways. But I'm not sure. I'm not convinced by that because the other ones don't require that. So I don't know. Maybe it's feasible. I'm not convinced. I'd have to test it and see. Anyway, let's begin. So, just as I was finishing refining our revised rail system, you'll notice that something started to occur. And I was like, oh god. So a sinkhole size 7.7 is about to happen. It says see where disaster will hit. Oh god, Koala Town! No! I actually think that because it's happening here, I'm not going to waste the time and resources of the city by actually calling... Is that a controversial decision? Is it a controversial decision not to call a citywide shelter evacuation mode? Is that harsh? A koala's on the stream as well. Would that be too controversial? I mean, look, most of this is commercial, right? Let's look at zoning. Yeah, look. I mean, yes, unfortunately there is a little cul-de-sac here of people, but there's a few commercial and largely very minimal damage. Yeah, I agree. It'll be fine. Is that a slightly, when you think of the expense to the city, imagine how much money the city's going to lose by all those people having to, take time out of their... I think you can evacuate by shelter. Really? If so, that's impressive. Well, there's a shelter right on the bloody thing, which is not a good... That's not good. I definitely can't do it because they'll all go to that shelter. Let's see if I can evacuate to here. But then where does it evacuate citizens from? Just from the local area? Callous and uncaring Luton, as always, our great leader. I just look at the big picture. That's all. The big picture. Well, what happens then if... Okay. I've not tried to do it in this way before, you see. So, if we were to evacuate only from this shelter, I hope it doesn't do the city-wide evacuation. Right, so if we do that, now let's just see here. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens. So here go the evacuation buses, look. We don't want to miss the main event, so it's going to be around here, right? It's nighttime as well. I don't know how long it's going to take. So the evacuation is going on, but as I say, I don't know whether it's warranted because I think only the red zone area gets hit hard. Yeah, well, that's exactly it. I don't think it's going to cause a big effect on anything else. I hope I'm right. There's a fire starting over here already. I love being able to see the metro in the distance here, just like rolling along. The metro train going along here as well. Oh god, this big fire happening. Oh, it's right here. We're literally like playing with fire here. We will have to see what is going on over here. Sewage is backing up at the med lab. Okay, we'll have to check that out in a minute. Have we got big sewage problems right here? We got fine sewage. Maybe it's not connected to the system. I don't know. We'll figure it out in a minute. I want this to happen now. Running extra time. It's only evacuated these. Oh god, here we go. Don't crash my game.
A sinkhole has occurred somewhere in the city.
Oh god.
Stay out of harm's way and contact authorities with any information.
See, look, that barely did anything. Barely did anything. Yes, it destroyed some buildings, but Oh my god! This is a much worse situation. Look at this. Frames, come back, frames. What is happening here? Where is the bloody fire department? Got some fire rescue going on here. Oh god! Things always come in, bad things coming in threes. Oh my god, it's spreading like wildfire. Yeah, I was happy about that sinkhole. It really didn't do as much damage as you thought. Where are you going? Where's this guy off to? Fireman Sam? He thinks his job's done. Come on, fireman. We need more fire action. Right, I need to also... where the hell is that evacuation centre? So it was around here somewhere. Where is that thing? It was like on this road, right? Where is it? It was on like a road which had no... here. Right, release the citizens. Release the citizens. Maybe there's not enough... Oh, they're dealing with it. They're dealing with it. It's all good. Right, well, Koala Town. Why is there... What's this flashing mark for? What's that all about? Is that for the disaster thing? Oh, there's some houses I think need rebuilding. Oh no, there's destruction on the roads right here. I think people will come and clear that up, so... Or maybe I just delete it. I think you can just renew the road, right? You can just renew the road. There you go. Problem solved. Case closed. Another tree problem going on here. Damn you. We've still got aggressive tree problems now and again. I think I've cleared that up. Look, there's a couple more here. I thought I got all these bastards. There's a few aggressive tree problems, but for the most part I think I've cleared that situation now. Right, there we go. Right, I'm probably going to leave that there as a beautiful scar on the landscape. Right, we've got more residential requirements, of course, because we always have more residential requirements. Now, we've been filling in Timurget Park down here, and so I'm going to continue to do that. We'll keep filling in this area. That was good. That was not as bad a disaster as it potentially could have been. Imagine if that had happened in like the downtown city area. That would have been an absolute catastrophe. So we're pretty lucky that that did not happen. Let's do some waterfront properties right here as well. Let's get these going on. Beautiful waterfront properties. I'm not going to build anything necessarily on this side of the road. Oh, there's people coming from where they're going to the metro. I'm not going to build anything this side because it's too close to the highway. That's nice. So we're filling out this area here. Let's just check our borders. Yeah, it's all looking good. So Koala Town kind of escaped by the skin of its teeth. Like I say, imagine if that had happened here. Like really downtown area or something like this. It would have been an absolute catastrophe. So we're pleased about that. Medical lab looting. Yes, yes. What's going on with the med lab? I don't understand. Oh, I know what this is. It's because I slightly changed up the water system here as well. I needed to slightly juggle the waste system around, so I put a new one here. I moved these and I moved these guys over here. I was also planning to kind of fence this area off, and I haven't gotten to doing that yet. But yeah, that was a thing. So here comes one of our rail. The station is still operating really, really well. This station is insanely busy. This is one of the things with the realistic population model. I don't know about you guys, but I'm semi-tempted to not run the realistic population model next time we do a build, because I think I want to focus more on the fun of the building stuff and not worry so much about getting dragged down in frame rate by 20,000 people coming out of the tube every single time they use it each day. It looks like there's a towering inferno going on over here. Look at this. That is a big building to be on fire, and I'm somewhat concerned about it potentially spreading. That is a big, big fire. Do we even have fire on the ground? No, I'm not sure we do. I think they are putting it out. Maybe any of the fire helis can put this out because it's so big. Jesus, that building is really on fire. I hope there's no people sort of trapped in that building. That is a proper towering inferno right there. It'd be amazing if you... No, actually, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say something semi-controversial right there. Luton, could you check your train overpass? I thought I heard neighbours coming back. Shouldn't be more than 15 seconds to add in a connection. heading back to the city. Oh, no, we don't need to do that. That wasn't a thing. That wasn't a thing. We did that last time, and it's not a thing. I'm watching this building to see whether the fire gets put out, but it's still burning. Bad luck to anybody who remains in there. Salty for 3 months in a row. Are they just? Is this building literally going to be falling down? It'd be a disaster if this building actually ended up falling down. Salty, thank you very much indeed for your continued support, my friend. 3 months, that's a new badge. So welcome back on board. Luton's not doing exactly what I want him to do, and that's unacceptable. I want to know whether this building's going to burn down. That's what I'm interested in right now. Fuck the railway. And we've actually got like what looks like the World Trade Centers going on here as well. This office district is probably the biggest office district I think I've ever made. It's absolutely huge. It looks awesome as well. I'm very pleased with it. Oh, I think they've just got it. Oh, that's it. I think they got the fire out. Good job, guys. Well done. God, it's just one disaster after another. Big issues with death here. Let's just have a little check at our healthcare. Now, what have we got right here? That's the Cleakersons. Yeah, we've got the big... We've got multiple... I don't know, maybe... There's a very, very big crematorium right here. Hers is in use 12 out of 14. We've got another one down here at the park area or somewhere. What is it, this one? Where is my... Oh, it's here. Okay. And yeah, look, this is a giant one. That's a total hack bullshit. I'm crematorium funeral parlor, deceased storage of 10,000. What the actual Christ? They've got 21 hearses in use out of 100. So what is it? Oh, this could be an issue with one-way system. What's that right there? That's a hearse. He's just collecting right now, so maybe, I don't know. Just keep an eye on this traffic here. There's just an issue, I think, with I think there's just an issue with traffic on this road being able to get through here. I think that's the issue. It's just traffic being able to get through down this road. I'm going to change that up and make both of these straight on or right turn only. Let me just check I haven't previously adjusted the... I think this is going to be like a little tweaking episode today. Yeah, I've not done any actual things. So let's just change the lane arrows on this road here. So I'm just going to make that one also straight on. And then hopefully that will alleviate some of that traffic issue there. That might be all it needs to just get a bit of extra traffic going on there. So that might benefit us. Everything else is working quite nicely from the look of things anyway. There's similar issues here with the death. Like, there's just a lot of death. There's a lot of death. That's another thing with the realistic population model. You just get a lot of people coming in on these things, you know. I am hearing you guys about the railway at the port, but I think you guys are caring about it like way more than I care about it, because I'm honestly not that fussed about it. I'll tell you though, we only seem to have actually around the Pack district this one. I'll tell you that's why they've got death issues, because that is emptying right now. So we do actually need to get another crematorium going on, and I think I will find one which is a sort of city crematorium. Like this guy right here. That's hospital, this one right here. The V crematorium. And I might be able to fit it in somewhere around here maybe, I don't know. Or even... Thing is, you want them to be able to like come straight out and get into the into the action. Can I get it on there? Nope. I might... There's only a few people's houses right here. I might be controversial and take these people's houses and just smack it in there. And that's what I think I'm getting. What is that right there? Are these just houses? There's some very small houses right here, and I think for the city, I think we need the crematorium in there. I think we do need it. It's also going to take out the other person's house behind. But bad luck, it's city. It will pay them for their houses. We'll pay them for that. Exploit, good evening to you. Good to see you, buddy. Right, so there we go. Sorry about that, but you know, city requirements, expanding city, we need these things. So that's done. Okay, so all right, let's just very quickly look at this. Let's just very quickly look at this. Now, the rail system down here. Oh, there's actually some water issues here as well. I don't need to worry about the electricity there too much right now. I'm just going to do that. Let's just have a look at the electricity. Yeah, I don't know if I can actually build across this easily. Can I get it from there? Apparently not. Yeah, I could build pylons across there, but that'd be ugly. I'll think about that. Anyway, right. The railway system here, we don't need to adapt this any further. We pretty much concluded last time around that when the railway comes down, it comes to the port and then finishes at the port. And it doesn't go back out. And we did that by doing a very convoluted long test where we added in like a double railway here, we tried the different things, and it didn't matter, it didn't make any difference. So I don't think they come back around and go out again. I just don't think that they do that. And when they come into the port, they should be able to just go out the same way as well. So I don't think it's an issue, and I don't think it's something we need to resolve either. I don't know. Unless you explain it differently to me, I don't think it's an issue. Let's see, Luton, the problem might be the temporary road part. You might need to make it a T-junction like the one I said about the metro station. Okay, but which part would need to be a T-junction? I don't really understand, because if it's coming in, it should just require an in and an out. There shouldn't be any other requirement, so I'm not really sure what we could do to improve that upon. It just doesn't make sense to me that you would actually need that, so I'm confused like this. Viper, glad I caught the stream. Best thing to throw on the background and get paperwork done. Yes, it's nice to relax with this game. I like relaxing with this game. Zine on the stream's like, I agree with Valenio. You can agree all you like, but it doesn't mean it's correct. Oh, this was something I did in the beautification. Look, I added like a little water break here, because I figure like if the waves are coming up, they don't want to be washing up against the railway line, so I added that in there. Where it connects to the main rail. Oh, okay, so actually up here. I don't see why that would necessarily... I have never found... Yeah, see, you guys seem to think that these T-junctions which split into the rail like that actually function. But in my experience of this game, that doesn't affect anything. Because I remember way back at the very early beginning of the game, when I was learning to play the game, I automatically assumed that you had to do junctions like that, because in real life that's what you have. So if you went back to my very first playthrough, right, that's what I did. I would make like a line. I mean, I'll demonstrate what they're talking about, because it might not be very easy for people to visualize. It might not be very easy for people to visualize like on the stream or watching this back or something, I don't know. So what the guys are talking about is, let's say you have a main line like that of rail, okay, and then what they are suggesting is that when you come to that rail, okay, you basically do like this. And I'm going to probably turn on anarchy so that it actually works right. So let's say you're coming along with your railway line like this, and then that branches in like that, and then it branches like that, okay, and that's what the guys are suggesting that you need to make these things function. And then similarly, we were talking about that here with the metro, that it shouldn't just connect, that it should do like a split like that. Looting the part at the agriculture industry. Yeah, I understand. I understand what you're talking about. But what I'm saying is that I just don't think that's required. Because as far as the game is concerned, and we've seen that this happens, the game will bring a train line in. Like if I show you, we'll turn on the... Okay, so this here basically highlights what a one-way system is. Okay, so basically this line of two-line is two-way. Okay, and then this line down here is also two-way. So as you come off the main line, right here, as you see, there's a green arrow which shows that is connecting to that two-way system. On the way back, it would come up here, following these green lines, come over here just as I've done it, and connect back to the main line. Now, as I say, in my personal experience when I've done this before, I've built that, and what happens is what I've done is, Luton, tell us how a train coming from the port can go towards the city. Oh, I see. Well, it couldn't do that It wouldn't be able to do that. But again, from what... okay, alright. Well, we'll do that. We'll make that change. That makes sense. That's a good way of explaining that one. So what the guys are saying is, like, if it was coming this way, it can only go back the other way. So that is a good point. That's true. Let's try and connect this up without it glitching across here. So what we're going to do is build it like this. Okay, there we go. So now that one could come that way, and I might just refine that a little bit with move it. I'm just going to try and tweak this a little bit so that it sort of works a little bit better, maybe. Don't want to do too many changes to this. Oh god! Okay, I'm not going to touch that anymore. I just want this bit to be as well as we can do it so that it looks right. That just needs to come in a little bit like that, I think. There we go. That's better. Okay, so that's slightly better. Okay, so yeah, now the trains can come back and go either way. So maybe that will resolve things a little for us. Wasabi for 5 months in a row. Thank you very much, Wasabi. Welcome back indeed. Zine says, that train connection is all I've ever wanted. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But I'm still not convinced. And the reason I'll tell you why I'm not convinced is because, again, from the way I have seen trains work in this game, they just literally will come along and then do an immediate, like, 180-degree turn and then go back on themselves. But maybe things have changed. Maybe things have updated since then. But if you guys are happy, then I'm happy. So that's all that matters, right? I want to, now that I'm looking at... Why did you guys ever allow me to get this move thing? Because now I'm going to spend my entire time tweaking shit and like being like, oh, that's not quite right. I need to make that a little bit better, a little bit different. You should never have allowed me, guys, to have this. Absolutely, you should not have allowed me to have this. Oh, see, it's better to pause when you've got to do this stuff because it creates a bit of frame drop always. Also, sometimes this, I don't think this thing really works particularly well because it's kind of weird. And it's sort of, do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it just doesn't kind of work right. Maybe this needs to come up a little bit as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe that needs to, yeah, that's a little bit better. I'll take that. You should have never got me this. It's terrible. Part of my evil plan, says Salty. Nugan, what have I done? I know, it's a bad idea. Don't let me get things that allow me to be finicky. It's a bad plan. Oh god, I can just drop that one off a little bit. Just so it's a slightly smoother rundown, but it's not too bad. I think also the other issue is just the curvature on this road. It should be a bit more like that. There we go. It's alright. Okay, right, let's carry on. So we shall see what happens with the rail. There seems to be like big worker shortages and stuff right now. What's going? Okay, but that'll pass. That always passes. And this place is going fully out of business. We've got plenty of workers though. We'll start building some more residential down in Wasabi Town over here as well. Let's just build a section up around here. My voice is not going to be great today, guys, so just accept that. All right. I'll turn that off. Look, I've got Skylines myself yesterday. Any tips for a new player? I have lots of tips, and they are all on my first time player tips guide. If you go to Looting Gaming, my YouTube channel on Looting Gaming, for this kind of game, it's my biggest video on the entire YouTube channel. So just go look for that and you'll find it. Right. Crab people, crab people. It's like crab, talk like people. Crab people. Zine for 52, thank you much for giving in to my demands and belated going full-time. Hopefully this will help with the move and stuff. Thank you very much, very much, Zine. Hugely appreciate it, guys. Give him some massive love in the chat. Thank you guys for supporting me in what I do. I'm very excited about the move. I'm very excited about everything that I'm going to do. I've got big plans for Looting Gaming. So I pretty much most of you guys who come to watch this channel and for the streaming and stuff like this, I know a lot of you guys obviously you just come here for this. You're not interested in the other stuff I do with Armour or Battlefield or any of that stuff. And basically, you know, when I do go full time, I plan to put more time into this YouTube channel and also into these style streams, because I really enjoy playing these kind of games, like really, really very much. And I've always wanted to kind of just be able to do a lot of different things with the content that I put out, right? And so this is going to be an ongoing and bigger part of the channel. I will be covering more games. I love platformer games, so I'll be covering that kind of stuff. But we will definitely be doing more builds with Skylines, more building games. Like I've said, I'm going to definitely get into Planet Coaster, because I haven't had the time to do Planet Coaster, and I love that game. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm 100% getting involved in that and plenty of other stuff. So, Liam, when do you think it's necessary to add highways into a city? If you mean into a city in the sense of like actually putting them through a city, then it could be quite early on. It really depends on just your it depends on your personal design, like how you want the city to be. So I don't think there's really a right or wrong answer to that. It's very subjective depending on how you want to build your city. I'm not sure how long we can do tonight, guys, because I can feel my voice is really starting to give out already. Like I say, I have not talked very much all day long, and I wasn't sure how much my voice could take tonight, and I'm already feeling it. So we'll see how we go, but I don't want to like lose my voice, you know. Well, Exploit, you say RimWorld. RimWorld has not been very popular for me. I love RimWorld, but people don't seem to love me playing RimWorld. So, to a degree, I have to be a little bit sensible about kind of the game choices I make to play, because there's not a lot of point, you know, especially when you're full-time, there's not a lot of point in choosing to play games that nobody wants to watch. It's kind of counterproductive. So if people very much enjoy me playing those kind of things, then I will do. But if not, you know, then I probably won't, you know. So it's just one of those things. It's just how it goes. But not saying I'll never play it, but when time is a factor, and you know, you just have to kind of weigh these things. It's what you got to do. Right, I'm going to build a diagonal road across like that. These are going to be very much, let's build some small little lanes around the back here. These are going to be very much just kind of like your average little... See, this is the benefit of Move, is that if you screw something up like I just did, you can make it work better. Right, that's what I want with this sort of section right here. Although I'm still... Oh, God. Damn you, OCD-ness. Okay, that's a little bit better. I'm a bit annoyed about this space right here. We could put more sports facilities or something in there, but I don't really want to add another roads to it, do you know what I mean? And I also don't really want to add residential right next to the metro. Maybe we could put shopping in there? I don't know. I'm not sure how to best utilise it. I think a big park or something. I think parks down the middle always works really well. Luton, honey and cinnamon. Yeah, I know. It'll be fine soon, I'm sure. I'm not sick, I was just out last night somewhere very loud. I was just shouting all night. I hate being like, oh god, I sound so old. But it's true. I hate being in bars and clubs where they turn the music up so loud, you literally have to be shouting to people, because it just all it does is fuck up your voice, you know, it's just annoying, right? Luton, have you liked my screenshots on Twitter the other day? I did, that was the armour stuff, I loved it, that was really cool. Right, so let's get more residential in here. Now again, I'm probably going to do, well let's do the parks first, because I want the parks to kind of go along with this. Let's have a look. Yeah, city. Oh, these city parks are not very big. I think I could definitely do like a sort of a row of city parks there like that. Like, you know, that always looks really cool. And then we can connect these up to some buildings on the back of here. But then I'm also going to put in some. This was a park that I made. I was quite pleased with this park. Trouble is, you see, you can't just build these parks in a space. Let's go for a real big park. I think it's this one. That's small park, which is not small. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. We'll get that in there, and then I can add some little elements to the side here. So let's add a botanical garden. Oh, botanical garden's quite big, look. I want to add lots of parkness to this area. If I can get this in, how come the botanical garden can overlay the other parks? How does that work? But I'm actually going to put it right there. There we go. Because I think this will all work together. Oh, they're walled off as well. I'm not such a big fan of these things being walled off, but whatever, I guess. I guess it's a section of parks. Right, so we've got that kind of stuff in there. Let's just zone in this. So I'm going to put some high density residential down there, and then we're going to get some lower residential stuff going on down here, like so. We're going to fill this in here. We'll just do those blocks for now. We do need to get water going on down through here, so let's do that. And I may as well go all the way. Damn myself. There we go. Right, let's just do that. Okay, so this is all coming together. Let's just keep half an eye, make sure there's no... This is the other problem I find, is that now we get to this point where we have so much else going on, and you do just find that... Oh, did I end up moving that disaster center? Oh, I could have... why didn't we get a disaster report for Koala Town? Maybe I missed it. Okay, yeah, so let's look. Yeah, now something I noticed, you guys know we were having big food issues for the longest time, but basically I think what was causing some of the food issues in the Aardvark district was me setting it as an old town. And I think it was something that it was potentially Valenio or someone picked up for me, was that because I had Aardvark district set as Old Town. Now, Old Town means that you can't have like industry trucks and stuff going through there. And I think those trucks were basically delivering the food, and that was why we couldn't get that food there. I thought it was a bug, but apparently not. Now, another interesting thing is that this guy right here is also not getting enough food, but there are no such restrictions on this area. So, a little confused as to why. Let's actually look at our zoning. Yeah, no reason why that shouldn't be able to get there. So we'll keep an eye on it, but as of now, it seems to be the only one which is not receiving food. And I think I also moved a couple of others to try and make it a bit easier for trucks and things like this to get to them. So we'll see. Why does Escobar Gorge have no... It's got very, very small amount of commercial in this area. Like, very, very small amount of commercial for the area. Now, we're also talking about what to do with this area here. Oh, do you know something else? Something else we need to fix. We need to fix this frickin' road junction right here, because although I say this, but right now it's looking all good. Ah, there we go. Immediately, look, this is the problem with this road. I noticed this a while back, and I suddenly was like, we need to fix that up. Oh, I've just remembered something else I did off stream, guys. I added in another power station, because I was in the middle of building and it just needed it, and I was like, I'll just throw that down. Nobody's going to care that I added a power station off stream, so... yeah, I've noticed that this junction is a mess, and it's made me consider revising this junction. But, as you can imagine, trying to revise this junction would not be great. It would not be the best thing. I actually think probably the best thing to do, instead of trying to build some extra junction here, the best thing would be to utilise this roundabout and create another junction off here which somehow connects, or even a parallel road or something like this, so they have to kind of just drive back on themselves or something like that. It would mean we create two bridges though, which seems inefficient, but there is actually potentially, I suppose, what we could do is use this junction here, build a bridge across and around. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do there. Okay, so let's just do this. Do you know what I'm also going to do? I'm going to save my bloody game. That's what I'm going to do, because we did have a crash before. Right, why aren't you guys on the stream telling me to save my game? You're failing me again. I still think there's a problem with shelter food consumption, Luton. Yeah, maybe there is, but, you know. What are you going to do? Okay, so we're going to do this. I've paused my game to prevent lag and stuff. Right, so it's just, we don't need very much here. This is going to be easy. We're just going to build a bridge, which, actually, I want that bridge to be a bit more like that, actually. I just want to make sure this bridge is not, well, should be a nice 90 degrees. Okay, there we go. So that's our nice straight bridge going across there. I'm not really very happy about how curvy that road is coming in onto it. So the only trouble is if I bend this road, it's probably going to get rid of that building, but You can't have everything, can you? Come on, do it. Oh shit. Okay, maybe if I just move this a tiny little bit, I'll just get away with it a little. Oh god. Maybe I can cope with that. Can I pull this back a bit more? Okay. It's all good. Okay. Right, so that's neatened that junction up ever so slightly. What's this? Looting if there were only an emote for that. For game save, yeah, I know. Looting if you don't know how to fix a junction, turn it into a roundabout. No, it's not about fixing the junction. I could fix the junction. That would be not. You could just put traffic lights or something. It would fix the junction, no problem. Or I could change the laning or something like this. The problem is always going to be in this junction that you have traffic trying to come on and traffic that's trying to turn left. So it's always going to be a problem that they're crossing over one another. So instead of, I'm not going to. Yeah, my initial thought about this was let's build a roundabout because that would resolve that. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to break those roads off of where they are next to the power station, which we have to move the power station. It's going to be a pain in the arse. When we got a roundabout right here. So for God's sake, just let's make them go around a little bit of a detour. And we're not using this space for anything else anyway, so it's not the end of the world, you know. So it's fine. It's not a problem. So yeah, so now let's just make this other road connection over here. So let's have a look. The only people who might be happy about this, unhappy about this, are the people of Fuse Town. But hey, you don't get everything you want in life, do you? Right, there we go. And then we'll just beautifully curve this road. This is gonna be such a beautiful. This is gonna be a beautiful road. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be absolutely fantastic. It's gonna be the best road you've ever seen. I'll tell you right now. Going to make it only using Aurora workers. Aurora people are going to build this road. It's going to be bloody amazing. Right. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be the biggest road you've seen. Right, let's go through here. And I think I'm going to, for the ease of, we're just going to go underground slightly. Oh, crap. I forgot my giant highway is under. This city is getting ever more complicated with its road systems because of the amount of stuff that I've put underground. It might actually be easier to go over the railway. It would be much better if it didn't do this stupid crap of like see, it always wants to like snap. Turn off snap. There we go. Better. Also, it's in elevation steps of 4. There we go. So if I can make it literally just go underground. Why is it snapping? I hate that. Don't snap, you stupid. Right. So let's just go. Where have we got to go to here? We've got to go here. Okay. So let's just come like this. Just elevate the railway, Luton. Just stop backseat gaming me. I do what I bloody like. I'll do what I like, and I like what I bloody well see. Right. Now, the only trouble is, I am not sure I will have enough height here, but we will see. It is a possibility. I might get away with it. Oh, I think I got away with it. Thank you so much. I think I've so much got away with that. Beautiful. Okay, so now we can just literally lower this one a little bit so it makes a bit more sense kind of coming into the tunnel. Like that. And I probably also want to lower this one down a little bit. Good times. Okay, so that's our little route. That actually works supremely well. I'm actually very happy about that. That could have been an absolutely catastrophic disaster, but it works perfectly. We can dress that up with some nice trees and things like this. So it's all good. It's all good. Right, so now what we just have to do is also remove this junction here without upsetting the there we go. Oh, hello. Now that's going to be a problem, because I also had a connection which went over this way to sort of alleviate traffic which was going that way, because it became a really big problem with amount of traffic going through there. Well, we'll just have to cope without that. This is why I accidentally delete some. I've got to be so careful. There's so many elements here. I do not want to accidentally delete some other thing, which I've done so many times. It's very difficult when you've got a lot of stuff on top of each other. Right, there we are. So we've cleanly removed that. I will have to leave this road here as like an access road though. That's okay. This road will still have to sort of stay here like an access road, but we can probably bring this road back up in height, because for quite some time it was obviously looks dropped down a lot, so probably bring this road back up a little bit now. Back kind of there to where it was before, maybe. Okay. Okay, that'll do. It all takes a 10.10 earthquake in the right spot to make Lucian rage quit. No, I wouldn't. I'd love it. I'd like fence that area off and write it off or something and build around it. It's like I'm not like I think it helps a lot because I work as a designer and I work as an illustrator, so I'm used to doing work and then it failing, or someone saying that doesn't work, or I look at it and I go, it's shit, screw it up and throw it in the bin. Or you lose stuff, or you think you were going to do a little clever effect and it all goes wrong. So I'm used to losing work. It's not the end of the world. And I also, with games like this, I like the creative flow of things happening and going wrong. You've got to just accept that sometimes that stuff's going to happen and just roll with it, and then it's all fine, you know. Okay, anyway, so now that should speed things up here a little bit. We should find that we get a bit of better action. Now the only question, the only question is these roads here are already quite busy. So it is a somewhat concern of mine as to how much it's going to affect them. It's confusing as well that some traffic is still kind of going down this road, but we'll just leave them be. There we go, look guys, loads of new traffic already straight away using our bridge. And it's looking pretty good. I'm sorry for the people whose houses have now had a 2-lane road, or a sort of almost like a dual carriageway put right next to their houses, but whatever. I think what I'm going to do right here though is controversially turn traffic lights back on, because I think sometimes when you have a lot of oh yeah, I wonder whether that mod actually works anymore now. Okay, I think my old traffic light mod actually doesn't work, or it conflicts with something now, because I've noticed this before, that you used to be able to just click and turn it on. I think now you just have to use the traffic president. Switch traffic lights. Yeah, so I think like you just have to, so like with this, I think you literally just, I think I have to use this now instead of my other one, so I'll probably remove that mod. I think it conflicts. Is that a Firewatch shirt? Yeah, I love my Firewatch shirt. It's awesome. Valenia says, you don't think a 10-point earthquake right in the middle of a glorious underground roundabout towards Metro Park? It would be fine, it's just the way it goes. You just roll it, you just build it, adapt it, it's just what happens. I think that this whole series of road junctions could be greatly improved. I kind of didn't really design this to carry a huge amount of traffic, but we'll see what happens, I guess. We'll just play it by ear. There is a lot of traffic which comes through this area, because this almost might become a new thoroughfare route to get, because now they can get through here, you see. Before they would have had to go down here or whatever to drive out to that roundabout. Now they can come straight through here to get to the industry, to get over here, to get over here. So it's concerning to me. We'll have to keep a really serious eye on this, because it could be, remember that this route here was supposed to be the primary route through the underground roundabout to get to the main square of town, and now potentially some of this traffic from down here, they might start going up through here, then coming through the industrial area to get to the square. On the other hand, it could actually alleviate and take some of that traffic away. They have a better route to get there, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Okay, let's save again. So paranoid about things crashing right now. It's sensible. Right, let's have a look. Electricity is by far and away good. Water's good. Landfill usage is 63%. That's quite high. Health is fine. Fire. Oh, this is emergencies, but fire I think remains about where it was before. Timogé and the LB Lowlands could use a bit more fire coverage, I think. So let's get some general fire stations in down here. Never hurts to have a bit more fire coverage. There we go. The agriculture area still also big problems with fire coverage. And again, we have a lot of fire. The actual fire coverage for this area of town, not so good. We have a huge, huge fire station right here, but it's still apparently not enough. I think let's get a local fire department here. We've got space for it. It'll look beautiful next to our big buildings. Look, and that'll help cover this district, so let's get that down. There we go. Look, see straight away those buildings turning blue. They are great. That means we've got good fire coverage. Not so much Salty Heights. In fact, we've actually only got one fire station down here. So again, we could really use another fire station right here. How many do we get with this? 504, 6. I think, again, I really like the SimCity fire station. It gives very good fire coverage for a limited space. The issue down here, I think, is... there we go. Get a little fire station in there. That will help. They'll look straight away. Blue, blue, blue. It should make all those houses blue. There we go. So good fire coverage there. This area of town, again, still not so much good fire coverage. So I might get another little fire station in right there. Blue, blue, blue. Good times. They are very, very happy. Again, it's not perfect in the centre of town there, but it's okay. How can... apparently just not quite enough water for that fire station. Oh, God, immediately, literally, the moment I step away from doing anything, immediately we have a huge demand for residential. It's just like, it just comes on and on. We're losing people from the city right now. How can we possibly need higher residential? We need to, I think we really need to kind of keep up to speed with our services as well. Like looking at elementary school education, apparently the guys here are graduated, but there's very little school availability. Let's just have a look at the school here. 115 out of 260. Well, they seem very well educated there. And we've got good... They're not so well educated here, but maybe that's a time thing. They should have the capacity for sure. Maybe if I put another school like right here or something, that will just help us out. We can put some more... We can put some extra kind of amenities like down this end of town, I guess. Let's have a look at just high schools. Again, like Timogé Park, not well. If we put a big high school just on the river here, like that, that's actually going to look terrible from a... Oh, actually, it's not too bad. It's kind of built up, look. I might have to do a little bit of land tweaking to make that look better, or get some... Trouble is, like, having a high school usually requires a large amount of traffic, so... We'll play that one as it goes, but everyone's happy about it. Right, we need more residential, so we'll come back over here to Wasabi to do that. And again, I don't want to build tons and tons of these big buildings, but we will get some more, I think, just right here, like that. And then maybe some just there opposite the park, and then I think we'll just get the lower level residential in again, all the way around. And then we can start building like some smaller roads here. So we can build almost like these little lanes, I think, coming up this side. I'm going to turn and snap back on. Yeah, I'm actually going to build just small roads coming up this way here. Doesn't want to be too near the main sort of national road that we have going through here. These are just going to be like little subsidiary roads. I don't want this to go too far out towards this national road, you see. I'm actually going to build these bits with straight roads as well. See, this is going to be the issue, is kind of how it deals with the space here. I actually kind of question whether it's going to really benefit us to actually build out into that space. Not sure that it will. It will do this way. Why is that bending? Because it's on flexible road. I think this will benefit us coming down here like so. I'm just going to build this one to here for now. Yeah, we can get away with that. That's fine. I just don't think it benefits on this specific area. Loon, there is still the second underground office zone connection project to be completed. Oh yeah, that's true. Thank you for reminding me. I often forget what we have been working on. Right, let's get some houses down this section right here. We've put like a small dent in our housing, but we need more. Just get some of this going on. Yeah, I'm just thinking about what I want to do with this road right here. I think I'm going to continue this 4-lane road on from here, just to maybe this point. And then I'm not quite sure what I'm going to... I think what we can do is build more residential off of that. Yep. So let's just connect this lane straight down here. What? Why would that not connect there? That's stupid. Oh, game, what are you doing to me? I'm just getting rid of all that. I'm getting rid of all that, and I'm going to make this a nice road, because I don't quite understand what the issue is. There we go. In fact, actually, let's just upgrade that. Perfect. Okay, and just for my OCD, let's do that. It's good enough. It's good enough, I say. Right. Let's fill in. We're getting close to our time on this episode today. Right, let's get more residential in. I want to leave a little bit of space here for potentially something else to go there. I'm not quite sure what. But we can definitely fill all this in for residential. That's no problem. How are we on water here? That's fine as well. This looks good with the parks, but we can definitely... what we should do is connect these up with paths. So let's try and get some little paths going on right here. That way people can walk through the park to get to work, etc, etc. Or to get to the metro station. It's always good to build these little extra paths for these areas. People love that. Again, we could even build, look, or if it'll let me build. There we go. A couple of extra path entrance exits for that stuff. People are apparently immediately happy about that. This is a very nice little district we have. Now, I have another idea for a project down here. In fact, actually, because I was thinking what we need is we really need like a levee or something. You know, oh, look, here we go, guys. Guys, maybe the railway thing is working. Look, look, look. For the first time ever. Can I click on that? Look at the length of this bloody train, man. Oh, damn it, Luton, every time. I admit defeat. Zine is going to be especially pleased to see this, I think. Here we go, guys, riding our coal train. We're going to finally get to see the junction in use. Here he goes, up over the top. Good times. I admit defeat. I concede you were right and I was wrong. Damn, that train is massively long. Oh, hello. What's going on here? Oh, of course, it's the junction. You know, I actually think for rail... Oh my god, what the fuck? Like, I'm pretty sure I told these things ages ago not to accept these super, super long trains. I need to research that. I'm not quite sure whether the blue light means the long is on or not. I'm not quite sure about that. But one thing I am sure about is that I need to fix this, because I don't think it's acceptable to have rail traffic stopping on a main line like this. I also think it's broken because something... I think it's... Yeah, they're waiting for these very, very long trains to go through. Like, and the amount of train traffic we have going on here is so much that it's going to start causing us problems. Like, in fact, it already is causing us problems. There's too much... look, because there's another... Look, now there's another small train coming. Yeah, we can't be having this. Blue light means it's accepted. Does it? Because you see, last time, that's what I thought originally. That makes sense. You know, you light up the ones you want. Cody Packy just subscribed. Thank you very much, Cody. Welcome on board. Welcome to the Brotherhood of Luton. Welcome to my City Skylines streams. Hope you're enjoying. Thanks for jumping in. I'm always interested when people sub on this stream, whether they sub for this or whether they just were going to sub anyway as part of kind of everything I stream. I'm never sure. Okay, yeah, so I think we definitely need to avoid any traffic interference, and I think that is the one remaining spot where we actually have traffic, which or was there? Oh, there is somewhere where the metro goes. Oh no, yeah. No, is that also a main line? Yeah. No, there is another main line crossing right here, but this is generally for civilian rail services. It's not a big deal. So I think this one over here. Thanks for all the love in the chat, guys. Yeah, but this one over here tends to deal mainly with industry freight, and for that reason, yeah, it's not good. So, can I get away with doing another underground pass? It's probably going to be the only way this works. Can I be sneaky and just... Can I be sneaky and just do this? No. Okay. Destruction comes. Right, let's see what happens if I can tweak this and make it work. Better the devil you know. Okay, let's try. Let's try to make this work. I don't think there's enough space. However, Anarchy might disagree. Don't snap, you bastard. Right, here we go. Right, can I get away with that? It's a bit of a close call. I might have to just... Oh, man. From a rail line point of view... What? What's happening? I'm not sure about this, guys. That looks like it's working, but we shall see. What's this? Complains about the complexity of the city's underground connections, makes more underground connections. Elevated wouldn't be right there. Now, I wonder whether... I really want to push that back a little bit, but maybe I can ever so slightly get around it if I just move this rail slightly. This is going to be a bit of a tricky one. Right, I'm wondering if I can just do this. Like that. Not ideal by any means. Let's just, I'm going to make some very other minor adjustments like this. That's not the end. We will also tweak just right here. There you go. Okay, it's a very gentle curve. Very gentle. I think we can just get away with that. That's alright, right? That's a gentle, gentle curve. I might just see if I can touch this to the left. I don't think it needs it. That's okay, I think that's absolutely fine. And like it just adjusted, no problem. There you go, and now traffic will run smooth as a bell. Sorted. Right, elevate the train. No, it's fine. No. Okay, next time we will fix the remaining of this roundabout because I feel like this roundabout is handling a hell of a lot of traffic. It's only a 3-lane road right now. I think we could definitely make this a 4-lane, and I think also in making it a 4-lane road, I think we're going to have to actually do some proper lane management. So we'll come back on this one. So I'm going to say thanks for watching on this episode, guys. We've achieved quite a lot. I'll probably try and get the power working for that thing next time as well. Our harbour is working well by the look of it. We actually have train traffic going in and out. Everything's going well. We survived a terrible disaster, and we'll come back. We're worried about these worker shortages, but to be fair, they usually just work themselves out, and I don't worry too much about that. Anyway, good times. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time for some more City Skylines.